and welcome back to the review realm. It's Sienna, and today we are going to be discussing my thoughts on the new Disney live action of Lilo and Stitch. Now, I am a Disney fan, but I wouldn't say Lilo and Stitch is my favorite Disney movie. I have enjoyed the animation, but it's definitely not in my top 10. So this live action, I was curious to see how it's going to do in the box office more than I necessarily care if it is a good movie. So I was just going into this film with an open mind to see, hey, maybe I will like it. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's like the animation. Maybe it's not. So I just went to the movie theater 9 o'clock at night to go and see this film, and I definitely do have some thoughts, but before we get to it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Disney's live action of Lilo and Stitch basically follows the exact same plot as the animation, so I'm not really going to do a summary of it because it's the same plot, essentially. Now, they did make some changes, especially to the characters, to try and make it more grounded, which I don't know if they necessarily succeeded, but I will talk about probably what everyone is curious about, and that is Stitch. Was Stitch causing trouble? Of course he was. Stitch was the exact same character that he was in the original. And I would also say Lilo, the actress who played Lilo, did a really good job. This being her first film, she could have a very successful career. She did a good job, especially for being like 7 or however old she is. She's like a little girl. She did a good job. Their relationship was cute. Now Stitch, he's a CGI little monster running around, causing trouble. Adorable. Now the CGI overall I thought was good. It does get a little iffy when Lilo's hugging him or people are touching him. That's when you're like, it looks a little weird, but you would really have to be paying attention to really notice that, and honestly, it's really nitpicky. Overall, the film looked beautiful. The setting, they did a really good job. Now, with this live action, they did add some characters, and they also took some away, as any diehard Stitch fan would know, but with these new characters that they added, it's not like they added another storyline or different plot points to help introduce these characters, give these characters heart. They decided to take away some plot points and different character actions that are in the original film but are associated with other characters. And as a result of this, it just makes these characters, one, feel a little bit shallow, and the characters that they did take away different plot points from the animation, it ended up you not caring as much as you did in the animation. And I'm specifically referring to Nani, the older sister. Now, the actress who played her, she did a good job. But there are some new characters that do take away different points and actions that her character does in the animation, and the new characters do them instead. And as a result, Nani and Lilo, you don't get their relationship as much, and different actions and moves that she's doing, you just don't feel that sister love. Now, there's definitely hints of the sister love throughout this film. It's a major theme, but it's sprinkled in. It's not the main focal point, and different actions that Nani could have done that she did do in the animation, they decide to change it up a little bit, make it a little different, and as a result, you're just missing the heart and the family that Nani is over her head. She loves her sister, she wants to take care of her sister, but at certain points in this film, you can tell, like, she's annoyed, she's frustrated, which is definitely understandable, and it's there in the animation, but it's almost like she doesn't care as much as she did in the animation. I don't know if that makes sense, but there were certain moves that the creators tried to do to, I think, make this story more grounded, and I just don't think it worked, honestly. So I think it did take away specifically from the character Nani. Now, the social worker, yes, they did change some things. It works out pretty well. The social worker definitely has a more prominent role compared to the animation. Yes, they did change the character a lot, a smidge, and it honestly worked. You could tell they were trying, but at the end, you were just like, okay. With the live action Lilo and Stitch expanding its cast and its characters a little bit compared to the animation, it did make this film feel really crowded. Like, you're jumping around all over the place, and it also didn't take the time so you learn to care about these characters and why they care about Lilo and why they care about Nani. It just wasn't there. So as a result of this, it almost just made you feel like I don't really care about these characters really besides Lilo and Stitch and not really Nani, where I think in the animation they really did play into the Lilo and Nani relationship a lot more, so you did care about Nani and you cared what she was doing and you understand her character a little bit more. Now there was some teary-eye moments, so I think they did attempt it. Did they succeed? Hit or miss. I think it depends how much you really care about the animation. Now, I would suggest this film if you really do like Stitch, because there are different things compared to the animation. It's cute. Stitch is adorable. People love Stitch. So if you really do like the first original Lilo and Stitch, you'll probably somewhat enjoy this film. Now, of course, they did make changes that not everyone is going to agree on, but for the most part, I think you could look past them, especially if you are just watching this film, you know the original, you're like, yeah, whatever. Now, if you are a diehard fan, there might be some things that really can make you mad, but if you're willing to look past them, this could be an enjoyable film. Now, I would say that none of the Disney live action remakes really do anything new or exciting or add anything from their animation counterpart, and I think Lilo and Stitch is just another example of that. Yes, they try to make it a little bit different, doesn't work. Not really. So it's really just a big old nothing burger. Honestly, I would rather just watch the animation because it's shorter and I think it gets the point across way better than the live action, especially with some of the jokes. Now, there are some jokes that do land within this film, some pretty funny moments. However, they do explain and like nitpick the jokes. It's like, oh, it's funny because of this, ha 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 ha. Where I'm like, okay. And also, how many jokes are you gonna do? It's like they were shoving like jokes just down your throat, like you couldn't get a break for 1 second. But overall, I did laugh a couple times. It was pretty funny. I went at a 9 o'clock showing and my theater was packed. I mean, people were sitting in that very front row, like looking up. It was busy. People were buying the cups, the Stitch cups, everything. People were laughing. And overall, I think it's a pretty good family film if you just want to go to the theater, but you could also just buy the animation and it'd be a lot cheaper than going to the theater with your family. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to go see the new live action Lilo and Stitch. And if you have, let me know your thoughts. Did you enjoy it? Did you like the changes or did you not? But have a great day. Bye!